space. You can't expand from lack. Oh, this doesn't work. Nope. Because you're continuing to focus on what isn't right in your layer of reality. So as Xavier called it, being trailer trashed. I want, I fear, I can't let go. Anomalous action is the ticket. It's the golden ticket. It's the key. The trap. It's a trap that has you trapped, and there is a way out, but you actually have to do something. Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is TransurfingTV. And today on TransurfingTV, this is going to be, I realize that a lot of my videos, like we have almost 1,000 videos here, you guys. Can you believe this? This has really been a meditation in just doing. I don't even know how to describe it really. Just, you know, I've learned so much doing these videos. I've moved through so many different stages of myself and layers of reality and all sorts of, I was crying on one of the previous videos, y'all, so I didn't bring my makeup bag down here with me, and I'm just gonna let it roll. This is kind of a run of filming videos where I'm dropping a lot of importance on a lot of stuff. This is exactly my point, that I have, the reason that I've been doing this stuff is ultimately for me. I mean, you guys watching, I appreciate you watching, and I'm happy that you're benefiting from the lessons that I'm giving, but I've really been doing a lot of this for me because it's something that I needed to do. If you go back, I know I've said this a million times, but if you go back and you take a look at my first video, it's a very, very different version of me. It's a very uncomfortable version of me. It's a very tightly wound version of me. It's a very, like, if you see, I'm conforming to like standards really like in a pretty heavy way, but I'm not even doing a good job at that. Like, I come off as robotic and awkward and uncomfortable and all that stuff. So I realized quickly that there was a lot of benefit in me doing something like this. And I've been making these videos now for about 2 years. And what I have learned from doing this is unreal. How it's benefited my life, the takeaway that I am going to leave with. And I'm not saying I'm quitting right now, but eventually I will quit, right? Because I'll feel like I've tapped that sector, as I say, and sort of extracted from it all that I, need to extract. And at a certain point, I definitely will move on to other things that call me and my soul frail. But for now, I'm continuing to benefit, and I hope you are too. I'm excited to give this lesson today because this was one of the very first things that I talked about when I started this channel. The name of the video is How to Transcend Poverty Mentality. And again, go back and take a look. Look at how I was operating in that video, just to show you sort of what can happen in a project such as this. But today I'm going to sort of revamp that video, revise it a little bit. It's the same idea, and I'm going to talk about some of the same things. I'm going to talk about some new things, but it's from this idea that Xavier Waterkane made an epic fucking statement. I mean, this was so, when he said this on our podcast, Reality Transurfing, I was like, holy shit, that is so prolific. You can't expand from lack, right? You can't expand from lack. And I struggled with poverty mentality until I was like 37 or 38 years old. Even after I found reality transurfing, it took a while for me to get myself to a place where I understood exactly how to apply these concepts to a lot of that faulty thinking and faulty logic that was turning my life into a living hell, really is what it all boils down to. As I've stated a number of times in past videos and past teachings and social media posts, I had poverty mentality super, super, super bad. And what made my poverty mentality worse was making more money. The more money I made, the worse my poverty mentality got, the more panicked and desperate I became to understand why that was happening, because I was led to believe that if I found a way to make money and if I found a way to be successful, then all my problems would be solved and everything would work out. Everything would just kind of work out, and if I could just make some money, then my life would be good, and all of that stuff that I had been struggling with or suffering from, it was all going to be cured by money. And then I realized that not only was it not going to be cured by money, money was actually going to make the matter worse, because it wasn't about money. It was about a hole, a pit inside of myself that I thought money would fill. And the more money that I piled into the hole, into the pit, the more I realized that that pit was unfillable with money. You could never fill that pit with enough money. And then my monkey brain went about frantically trying to figure out what the problem was then, right? Okay, well, if money's not fixing it, what is going to fix it? And maybe if I work on myself, my self-image, maybe if I just lose another 5 pounds, maybe if I, do something else that some pendulum is telling me to do, maybe that'll fix it. So I became frantic, desperate, and constantly striving to fill that hole with external things. And it wasn't until I found reality transurfing that I realized I was going about it in the wrong way. Holy shit. Would you believe that? So today, you can't expand from lack. I'm going to go over a number of things, including forward and upward thinking versus downward and back thinking. This is one of the biggest neutralizers of poverty mentality, if there ever was one, and it's really easy to do. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. How to, and this came from my friend Shannon, who told me this the other day when I was screenshotting hater stuff and sending it to her, and she was cracking up. We were laughing about it, and she said, "Oh my God, you need to tell them that they're not going to be able to manifest shit from pissed," right? And I laughed and I thought, oh my God, that's such a brilliant one. And we actually turned that into a t-shirt on Spreadshirt. You won't manifest shit from pissed. And it's so true. From a state of hating, anger, all this stuff, focusing on what you don't like, again, downward and back thinking, you ain't manifesting nothing. And I know this video is going to cover a couple of different shades of this topic, right? Down to how you can manifest more and how it's valuable to approach your reality without wanting to manifest more. And that's kind of where it's at. So there's going to be a broad spectrum of advice here, from letting it go and then also how to manifest more. 3, I'm going to go back over the monkey, rice, and coconut story, because this story is amazing to really hit the point home that we oftentimes don't get what it is we want, going about trying to get it in the same way that we've always gotten it. Sometimes you have to let go in order to receive, and this is very much transurfing. This is transurfing 101, 101, 101, and then 4, anomalous action. Before I get into all this stuff, Please remember to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Follow us on the Facebook group, the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group, and Instagram. All the courses. We've got an awesome money course. I know I don't promote this too much. We revised it a few months back. It's now a deluxe edition. I think there's like 12 hours of content in there, and this thing is super, super, super powerful. It goes through virtually everything that I'm going to talk about today in easy, actionable steps, so you can go about resolving your resistance to money, which is oftentimes why we actually aren't making it. It's not because we can't figure out what to do. It's because we create this resistance so we don't have to expand out of ourselves to get the money, but then at the same time we suffer because of not having it. It's a really complex, intricate little system that a lot of us have been captivated by and caught within this like web of dysfunction around money. So we cover that all the way up to doing what you need to do to make money. We will put the link below if you have interest in that, and I will get started. So first of all, forward and up thinking versus downward and back thinking. And I know a number of you are probably going to think to yourself, oh, Renee, you talk about this all the time. And I do talk about this all the time because this is the crux. This is the brass tacks. This is the money shot of this modality, of this way of thinking, of this lifestyle, is focusing on what is working, what you can do, what is going well, what all the things that you're doing right, all the things that your world is offering you to help you towards your intentions. Forward and up thinking. This is like, for me, this is what pulled me out of that poverty mentality. And it doesn't happen too often. I would say maybe a few times a month, maybe a little bit more. But there are mornings that I wake up and I swear to God, I think to myself, I'm so happy that I don't have issues with money anymore the ways that I used to, the poverty mentality, suffering from the poverty mentality. I actually call that out at random and just be like, oh my God, thank God, because it was devastating. It was devastating. It was devastating to my self-esteem. It was devastating to my layer of reality. It was devastating to my mindset. It was devastating to my relationships. It was devastating to my health, my physical health, my emotional health, my spiritual health. So what ended up happening, and my idea of what poverty mentality is a continual focus of loss. Right? A continual focus of loss, a continual focus on what isn't there, a continual fear of loss, a continual fear of not having enough, a continual fear of something bad's gonna happen or something good may not happen to you, right? This is where I was. So I grew up very lower level reality, and I went into the world really struggling with super basic stuff. I mean, even up into my 20s, I was still working minimum wage jobs, right? I struggled with debt. I struggled with understanding how I was going to make money. And I suffered mentally, like to an extent where I just felt worthless. Like I felt absolutely worthless because I couldn't get a hold of what I needed to in order to thrive. And what I couldn't get a hold of was the forward and upward thinking, focusing on what I can do, how I am functioning, what is right, what steps I can take, all that positive movement forward. I was focusing on all that I didn't have, all that was wrong, the fact that I wasn't educated. That's where my mind was. And of course, I wasn't going to get anything or make anything or do anything out of that space. You can't expand from lack. There's nowhere to go, right? There's nowhere to go. There's You're just going to get more of the same. What we focus on in our layer of reality exponentially increases. You focus on lack, you focus on what isn't there, you focus on all the ways in which you are inadequate, you're fucked. You are absolutely fucked, and nothing is ever going to change. And a lot of people come to the law of attraction, come to reality transurfing, come to Neville Goddard, and they wonder why the concepts aren't working for them. Oh, this doesn't work. Nope. Because you're continuing to focus on what isn't right in your layer of reality. So making certain that you're catching yourself on the rag, right? Pay attention to your thinking, and every single time divert, right? Every single time you catch yourself, this is hard, how am I going to make it? None of that's going to get you anywhere. Even if it's true in that layer of reality, you're going to have to force yourself. You're going to have to inner intention yourself to committing to forward and up thinking, whatever it is you can do, and staying in line with all that is positive. And I'll get to this in my final point that I want to make, anomalous action. If all else fails, take action. Taking action dissolves all of this downward and back thinking. This is what saved me. So my poverty mentality, I came out of, as Xavier called it, being trailer trashed. Oh, I love that one, being trailer trashed. I came out of being trailer trashed, and I thought to myself, oh, I'm gonna make a lot of money, and then my life's gonna be good, and I'm gonna be happy. And I started making good money and supporting myself and taking care of myself and being able to afford fancy trips and being able to buy nice things. And I lived on a beautiful boat, a beautiful yacht in Marina del Rey that was all my very own. Yet I was totally miserable, and I was panicked because, wait a second, I've got a couple of really nice cars and money in the bank and my boat and nice jewelry and nice clothes, and I've got everything, but it's all falling apart. Why? And it was because I was always scared of losing. I was always focusing on that dollar that I didn't make. If I made a deal where I made a few $1,000s, I would think to myself, but you could have milked it for a couple more hundred, and I would be focused on that. I was always feeling like I was going to lose, fall, going back to trailer trashed. I was always focused on the negative. So I became more frantic in my actions, and this hamster kind of like on a wheel trying to get the thing, the carrot running, dangling. There's this thing and I need to get it. But there was no thing. This is the illusion. This is what pendulums want to convince you to keep running after. There's some distant thing out there that you got to strive to achieve, Renee. And I ran until I completely destroyed myself spiritually, emotionally, physically, and all that kind of stuff. And I had a nervous breakdown. And then I realized that I fucked up. I realized I fucked up, and I went about doing the things that I needed to do in order to unfuck myself, which was forward and upward thinking, right? So this forward and upward thinking, I'm going to actually jump over to the monkey, rice, and coconut story because it's so valuable. This forward and upward thinking is me focusing on all the ways in which I can be more effective and operate at a higher level and raise my frequency and have positive thoughts, and never, ever, ever focus on the lack, right? Never focus on what isn't there. Never focus on all the parts of being an entrepreneur that suck, right? Because I've been an entrepreneur now for, almost 20 years. And it was in this realization that I was able to shift away from that downward and back thinking, all the things that happened in the past that I didn't like, things that weren't working, things that I was doing wrong, things in which I was going to lose, and turning myself away from this downward and back version of thinking towards the forward and up version of thinking. My poverty mentality dissolved. And it took a couple of years, but you know what? And I still have a few little things floating around here or there, but I'm still working on them. But for the most part, it's dissolved. And the liberty in this has been absolutely amazing. So getting to the monkey, the rice, and the coconut. This is Xavier Watercane's little story that he relayed to me. There's a monkey, and there's a coconut filled with rice, and there's a poacher that wants to trap the monkey. So what he does is he fills the coconut up with rice, and he plants the coconut where the monkey is going to find the coconut, and he sticks his hand into the coconut and he grabs the rice. But when he goes to pull his hand out of the coconut with the rice, he has to make a fist. So the fist is too big for it to come out of the hole, but the monkey doesn't want to let go of the rice. So the monkey is puzzled, unwilling to let go of the rice and leave the coconut and the rice. And he's so captivated by the puzzle and unwilling to let go that he's distracted for long enough for the poacher to come and capture him, right? So this is essentially what I was doing. This is I want, I fear, I can't let go, right? I want the money. I fear that I don't know how to get it. I fear that I'm doing it wrong. I fear that I will never get it. I fear that I'm going to be struggling the rest of my life. And I can't let go of the ways in which I view what I need to do in order to get it, right? I want, I fear, I can't let go. I want the money. I fear I won't have the money, or I don't know how to get it, or it won't come to me. And I can't let go. I can't let go of all the ways in which I feel I could get the money, right? This is the monkey, the rice, and the coconut. I want, I fear, I can't let go. So in acknowledging where you're doing this, you actually obtain the ability to move in a new direction that actually holds what it is that you feel you want, your intention. But in doing this, you are switching over from I want, I fear, I can't let go, monkey, rice, coconut, to forward and upward thinking, and changing direction, moving in a new direction, dissolving all the ways in which you felt you were going to achieve the thing and taking up new ones, right? This is exactly what I've done. My life is completely different now than how I used to live. I still do extremely well for myself, but things come to me in a much different way than they did before. I don't have to try as hard. I've learned to live with less. I focus on what I have more so than what I don't have. And it's in this release that I'm actually able to see new paths so I can have financial freedom and financial success. Last month, December, notoriously slow for my business, my jewelry business. Women typically don't buy jewelry for themselves in the month of December because they're focused on buying gifts. It's been like this ever since I've started this business. December is my slowest month. So I wasn't having any sales at all, none. And here I am thinking, okay, first week, there's no sales. You understand that? That's usually the case. Second week, okay. My mind started to go back just a little, and I caught myself. Don't go there. Why go there? Is going there going to actually make some sales happen? Hell no. What can you do? You can focus on what is working, what you are doing well, what you can do. And I got a little bit creative, and I decided to pitch to a older client of mine something that I wasn't necessarily thinking of selling, but I decided to do it. And at the very end of the month, the very last day, I made a very big sale. And I congratulated and thanked myself for not having lost my shit for the whole month going by and me not making any sales. I held to my world is taking care of me. Everything's going according to plan. Things are working out beautifully and will continue to do so with ease. And at the last moment, I did everything that I needed to do, and I didn't need to go down that rabbit hole of despair and feeling as though it wasn't working and all that kind of stuff. So I let go of all that, and I just continued to keep my thoughts high, my frequency high, my actions high. And it's in this that the idea came to me. And this is the really valuable part of the message today. Because my thoughts remained high, because my actions remained high, because I remained creative, because I kept my frequency high, I was actually able to connect with an idea that was going to make the money. Had I fallen back into the older version of me, panicking and wondering what was wrong and all that kind of stuff, idea might not have come to me, right? So it is in my ability to let go of the ways in which I think that it's going to happen and relax into this version of me where everything is going well, regardless of what is playing out externally. I'm able to find things that I can use in order to continue to ascend to some of those higher levels of reality where everything that I want exists. Okay, so getting to point 4, anomalous action. Somebody asked me the other day in the Facebook group if I had any practical steps for transurfing. And I said, have you taken the anomalous action challenge? No, what is that? Gave them the video link. Here you go, here's the video. Oh, well, I was hoping that it was more of like a meditation or some kind of technique that would help me manifest better. And I'm like, dude, this is exactly what it is. What's meditation? I even said, what's meditation going to do for you? Meditation's not going to get you anywhere. This is for everyone that's coming to this space that thinks that they're going to have a thought and suddenly that thought is going to materialize as money in your reality. Is it a possibility? Yeah, it's a possibility. Is it a probability? Nope, it's probably not going to happen. Anomalous action is the ticket. It's the golden ticket. It's the key. The only way you are going to ascend to some of those higher levels of reality is get up off your butt and take anomalous action. Continue to take action in the forward and upward direction, and you have a bounty of doors and opportunities that open up before you that hold all of the things that you are in search of. Without it, you're not. You're just going to exist on that layer of reality where you have the same thoughts and you do the same thing and you focus on the same thing. Anomalous action, anomalous action, anomalous action. Anomalous action in the right direction, letting go, thinking that there's new ways in which you can materialize what it is that you're looking for, and being willing to take action. Meditation is not going to get you jack shit. It's not going to get you jack shit. So lastly, I'm going to wrap this up with, you won't manifest shit from pissed. I can't wait to get this shirt, you guys. This shirt's going to be awesome. If you are resonating in shame, guilt, anger, judgment, feelings of lack, not liking what you're seeing in the world's mirror, feeling inadequate, any negative vibration stuff, not to sound woo-woo, but it is the truth. It is the honest to God's truth. That is not where you manifest. That's not where you materialize. That's not where you build. That's not where you gain. That's not where you create. That's not where you master, right? You master in the forward and upward thinking, taking action, continuing to take action, and being willing to let go of the damn rice, pull your hand out of the damn coconut, and escape the trap, because that's what it is. It's a trap. It's a trap that has you trapped, and there is a way out, but you actually have to do something, right? You're not going to be able to think your way out of hand, paw, coconut, rice scenario by watching YouTube videos and doing the same things in the same old way with the same old mindset, with the same actions. It's about new, improved, anomalous, going forward, forward and up, letting go, stopping the I want, I fear, I can't let go, all of that kind of stuff. And in this push towards this new way of operating, this new state of being, you leave poverty mentality behind and you move into abundance mentality, more than enoughness mentality, all the stuff you want mentality actually happening to you. Anyone that tells you any of these fakes or phonies or frauds on YouTube or social media that tell you that you can manifest the life of your dreams without having to take any action, it's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Is it possible? Yeah, everything's possible. Is it probable? Nah. The reason that people buy that is because they would much rather spend the money to buy into that belief than getting up off their butt and taking action. It's the action that dissolves it all. So the course, the Anomalous Action Challenge course, it's out now. Check it out. It might be for you. It might be something that can help you dissolve some of your resistance to action and get you moving in the right direction of a higher life track. I hope that it does. And we offer our support here at the International Transurfing Institute, if that is in fact for you. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.